Anyway, Madam President and members, and I want to think if you have more of your family and fans, you might want to ask them to stand up. Let me just start by saying, without pause, this is the greatest country on the planet, even with our flaws, even with our pimples, even with our hiccups. I don't believe any of us would want to live anywhere else. What makes this country great are the wondrous variety of people that we have. And this council, in my opinion, does an excellent job in recognizing those that have made contributions to the country, contributions to this city. This month is African American Heritage Month, and we have had the opportunity, Mr. Curran Price and Mr. Harris Dawson and I have had the opportunity to present to you some very special people. Come on over here, I don't bite. Well, not often anyway, so here, come on and get behind us. Anyway, as I was saying, Mr. Harris Dawson, Mr. Price, and I have had the opportunity to introduce this council to some remarkable people. When we started this month off, we introduced you to one of the greatest voices of all times, and that was the voice of Johnny Mathis. We also introduced you to the legend, to the Do You Know the Way to San Jose person in Dionne Warwick. We also presented our own Barbara Morrison. A week after that, a young man who lost his hearing at 2.5 years old and became deaf, became the first deaf professional golfer to play in, and happened to be African American, Kevin Hall, to play in the big Genesis tournament that we had here at Riviera, primarily in the rain. We were fortunate to present to you again one of our own, a young lady who refused to be denied, and even though people would say no to her, she kept coming and coming and coming, and all of a sudden she is now the creator, the writer, the actor to the hit HBO series Insecure in Issa Rae, who is a Los Angeles resident, and today it is my honor to present to you an individual that was born a stone's throw away from this building in Mr. Harris Dawson's district. We have two-time Grammy winner, Terrace Martin. Give him Terrace Martin. Give Terrace a round of applause. There are, I guess, not just about anybody, but you can take lessons and you can learn how to play the piano, and maybe if you were born with the ability to sing, you can sing. But an artist, that is a gift. That is a gift that you receive from a higher power. And the young man that I have with you today is more than just a performer. He is an artist. And if you look back at some of the great artists in any genre, you will find that they come from an artistic family. So this is a young guy who his uncle helped, and see what they do when you're born with this, you just have people try to hone your skills and pull it out of you. So his uncle helped him, his godfather helped him, his dad is a drummer. His mother, who is with us today, wrote gospel music, and what I really like, she wrote love songs. Let me say that again, love songs. So he got this natural, on the natural. This is a young man who had in fact, how do I want to put it? This is a young man that is such an artist that he could be in the studio tomorrow with the great Quincy Jones. And then 4 days later, you find him in the studio with Snoop Dogg. This is an individual who believes that there is no limit to art. He's had the opportunity, again, to work with the greats like Quincy Jones, to work with Herbie Hancock. And I just want you to know, Terry, I really like that name, Herbie. I don't know why, but I just think that that is a good name. But he's worked with Herbie Hancock, Leah Hathaway, the daughter of the great Donny Hathaway, Kendrick Lamar, one of the greatest or the newest and hottest rappers today, Wiz Khalifa. This guy is not only a special talent, but he is homegrown. And he is one of the individuals that genuinely cares about where he came from, and he wants to make sure that he travels up the ladder of success, that he pulls the entire community with him. Like I said, he is a two-time Grammy winner, and I believe won these Grammys with, was it Kendrick Lamar? With Kendrick Lamar. In fact, it wasn't that long ago that his own album, was it Velvet Portraits? Velvet Portraits was up to receive a Grammy. He didn't get that one. Layla Hathaway got it. See, you trained her too well, man. When you go in, wait till after the competition, but because you might have 3 right now. But at a young age, if any of you know anything about music, there's a man, a great man named Billy Higgins. Billy Higgins is probably, if not the most, one of the most recorded artists of all time. And one of the things that Mr. Higgins, what Billy would do, he loved teaching young people. So Terrace had the opportunity to work with Mr. Higgins, who helped create an organization called the World Stage, which is located in my district today in Leimert Park, adjacent to Mr. Harris Dawson's district. This great organization is now being run by my dear friend and brother, Dwight Tribble. But he learned from Mr. Higgins the value of training other people. I mean, this guy is so good, he could take an Oscar Mayer Wiener jingle and turn it into a Grammy nominated song. He really could. But he has his own record label. The name of that label is The Sounds of Crenshaw, because that's his turf. That's where he grew up. My staff person told me, Terrace, the other day, that he's even recorded some music that's called Valdez on Crenshaw. So whatever he does, he focuses back to the community. It wasn't a few weeks ago or so, he had a free concert at the Crenshaw Mall. Mr. Harris Dawson was there. Hundreds of people were there so that they could enjoy this up-and-coming artist. One of the reasons why it's so important that we recognize people like this is because they know how important it is to give back. And that's what I think we need more of. And we are so appreciative of everything that you've done. This guy can play keyboards, drums, bass guitar, saxophone, vocals. That is an artist. And ladies and gentlemen, he's here today with his mother, who played a significant role in his development. I have a feeling that he will not stop with 2 Grammys, that there will be many more. I think this city is a better city because of the work that you do, and there will be a lot of young artists that council people in the future, when we're all gone, will be presenting based on the skills and the talents that they've learned from Mr. Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming, again, two-time, should have been three, two-time Grammy winner, Terrace Martin. Give him a round of applause.
Hello, hello.
Hold on for just a second, sir. Don't mean to cut you off. We have Mr. Harris Dawson who wants to say a few words.
Thank you
Mr.
so much,
Harris
Madam
Dawson?
Chair, and thank you so much, Mr. Wesson, for bringing this presentation, and thank you, Terrace, for hanging out with us again. It's very, very good to see you. Again, I'm super, super proud of you, and was working with you long before we got here on the City Council. Like Mr. Wesson said, it's been very, very important that you've made it a point to bring back the talent that you developed here in our city and in our community. And the thing about Terrace Martin, because I think Council President covered a lot of it, but the thing about Terrace Martin that I would add to that is Los Angeles, whether or not it gets a lot of recognition, especially in the African American community, we're in the middle of a music and art renaissance. So it's you and Kendrick Lamar and Anderson .Paak. I mean, the Grammy Awards last week, it looked like a neighborhood meeting in South LA. Like, it was just, all of you were there. And all of you work together. All of you guys create together. It's YG, and I was with Nipsey Hussle, and he says, well, yeah, I talked to Terrace the other day, and we want to get together and do something on Crenshaw. So you all work together. You share with the community, and you're raising the level of everybody. And I think it's a big deal, and I appreciate you for being at the center of it, because I know everybody works with you, or you play sax on somebody's album. Thundercats album comes out today, and that's a huge, huge thing in the music business. I know you were a part of that. You guys are lifting the level for everybody, and really, really important, you're getting young kids to pick up instruments again. Yeah. Like, for generations or so, it was all about the computer or electronic equipment. Now folks are actually picking up horns and learning how to play, picking up string instruments and learning how to play. And it's because of the Renaissance that you all are help leading. And it is a big testament, a big, big testament, because all of you, Tyler the Creator, Kendrick, all of you went to LAUSD public schools. Our schools created this. And again, you guys are big on giving back and recognizing your schools. So again, thank you for all that you have done. And again, when you're with your comrades, just tell them how much we in the city love them and want to help lift them up, and we'll help them in any way we can. Thank you all so much, and thank you, Mr. Wesson.
Sir, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Cool. Man, thank you. Thank you for all these beautiful things, Kimani. Alicoy. I appreciate everything, but it was a Battle Cat, Billy Higgins, the LAPD, in not a cool way, but a way that really always striked fear in my heart in a certain thing, because I remember having a saxophone going to Leimert Park when a lot of my friends would get killed that didn't play music in the city of Los Angeles, California. And I always said if the schools if every school had a Reggie Andrews, if every neighborhood had a Battle Cat or a Billy Higgins, or just these three powerhouses that I feel, my parents taught me a lot how to love and respect. But when a child leaves the house, the neighborhood raises them. So a child has a few different parents. He has a community. He has his parents at home. And then in my era I grew up with, what some people may call gangs or whatever, we have the homies. And every gangbanger is not a bad thing. And every gang doesn't represent a bad thing in the city of Los Angeles. I grew up in the Crenshaw district. That particular gang is called the Rolling 60 Crips. But it was 4 guys from that era that always said, don't hold a gun, obey the law, get home safe, and figure out something else to do and don't be like us. So those are the gangbangers that I see on TV and everybody talks bad about. I don't have the same story. From Bloods to Crips to all my SA partners and everything from East LA and Boyle Heights and everything, I've been raised by a community of Los Angeles and a strong, loving situation at home. You see what I'm saying? So when I see the news and everything about LA and all these crazy things going on, they only flash on one particular thing, but the neighborhood that I come from, and I come from all of LA, and I could name probably every gang in LA, but every time I bumped into a different set in LA with my saxophone, they welcomed me with open arms. And they welcomed me with open arms because I believe I was a vessel for any type of positivity for the community. Because the city of LA doesn't really nurture a lot of positive things sometimes. If it did, it would be more instruments in our schools. It would be instruments in Henry Clay and Audubon and Horseman and Lock High and Crenshaw and Dorsey, and it would be bigger art programs, because when you don't have art programs in the school, it creates the monster. It creates I hear people, I just heard a few gentlemen come up here and talk about how the gangs are making this, making that. No, the gangs ain't doing nothing. It's the school system, it's the LA, it's us. We're not nurturing our young artists and our young people. Luckily, me, Thundercat, Ronald Bruner, Kamasi had a way out with Billy Higgins and Reggie Andrews. Reggie Andrews is now retired. Billy Higgins is no longer with us. So I don't have a choice but to do it, because I'm sick of seeing monsters. 15 years old, 16 years old, killing each other and all kind of crazy things, you know. And you don't really know what it's like until you lost some friends to murder. But if they would have had the same thing, just a block away, just the same thing, even if their household was messed up, just something that they could hold on and look for some type of positivity, that would change a whole lot of things. And that is my only goal in life, is to change things. I don't have no other goal. The Grammys was great. All the accolades is great. But if I could help a kid pick up a piano or a horn and put down a gun, that's my whole goal. I don't care if you white, black, green, yellow. So, thank you. With this, these things are powerful, and I thank you all. I thank you all, and I would like to look at this as I'm just a representative of the Crenshaw district. But bigger than that, I'm a representative of a young black man that had all the odds socially against him and still cracked on top. You see what I'm saying? And I don't turn my back on nobody. I don't look at, I look at gangbanging and black on black crime as a sickness that needs to be treated. And I'm just trying to treat that illness right now. So I thank you, everybody. And this is for LA. My name is on it, but I got a lot of homies that ain't gonna never see daylight again because they ain't paying for things they didn't do. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Terrace, is that your mom? Congratulations, ma'am. You've done a terrific job with your son. As a mom, I can tell you, he's a reflection of you. Thank you so much for being here.